Well, welcome to the News Forum Special Report. I'm Sheldon Neal. Well, the COVID-19 pandemic continues to be a strain on the medical field, resulting in a vast shortage of supplies. One of those shortages have been protective masks. Paul Moyer, co-founder of CleanWorks Medical, who leaned into new research methods that started at a better way or as a better way to clean fruit to being so much more. Well, he joins me now. Welcome.
Thanks for having me today.
Well, let's start here. Give us a picture on how you stumbled, if I can use that word, maybe stumbled upon or came upon CleanWorks medical technology, and perhaps how a deadly listeria outbreak in California back in 2015 plays a connecting role in all of this.
It's a very interesting story. Thanks for asking. We have a small farm here in Niagara. We got into the caramel apple business with my business partners. And we started to make caramel apples here in Ontario, Canada, right here in Beamsville. And that was just sort of starting to hum along. And then in California, in the caramel apple industry, there was a listeria outbreak. Listeria is a deadly pathogen, very similar to E. coli, salmonella, in that same family. So we thought, I think there might be a way of sanitizing fruits and vegetables. So we started to work on a way to sanitize apples. We used a combination of UV light, hydrogen peroxide vapor, and ozone gas. And when you mix those three things together, instead of getting a 1 + 1 + 1 kill, you actually get a situation where it's about 20 times more powerful when all of those things get mixed together. So we came up with a system that sanitized apples, specifically for our caramel apples. That was an extremely effective way of cleaning the apples and hence fruit and vegetables by creating a hydroxy radical and an oxygen radical that attacks both pathogens and viruses.
And now, of course, give us a picture of now this technology, how it started in one industry now has new meaning amongst the COVID-19 pandemic backdrop. But give us some insight onto how that kind of shifted gears for you.
Well, 3 years ago, we thought this is pretty amazing technology. 2 years ago, we started a company called CleanWorks Medical, and we realized that this technology could be used not just on fruits and vegetables, but it could be used on viruses. Some of those viruses were tested at Health Canada. We tested norovirus and hepatitis surrogates. And once we realized that it worked on viruses, it didn't take us long to come to the leap that it will work on COVID-19. So we started running some tests approximately 8 weeks ago. And on April 17th of this year, we got Health Canada approval to use our technology to sanitize the N95 masks. And this same technology will sanitize cell phones and all sorts of other electronics and things, not just PPE. But we were very, very lucky to be able to come up with that technology kind of at the right time.
So bring us behind the curtain because we understand, okay, there's a link. You said, okay, this could work on N95 masks. We know globally there's kind of a stronger together mandate where everyone is trying to help each other get through such a moment such as this. But when did the light bulb moment go off for you? I can't imagine it was, hey, look at this and hey, it should work on masks. Was there a call you received, or take us behind the curtain a little bit where you said, was it that you saw the shortages on protective masks and said, hey, let's see if this could work? What was the trial like so you could ensure it actually does work and sanitize properly? How did you really kind of get your roots behind this to know that it would be an effective tool in such a time as this?
Well, our team, we've got some really great, hardworking, bright people with CleanWorks Medical here, as well as working with the University of Guelph and Dr. Keith Warner. So when we heard that this would be a pandemic for masks, the first thing we did before we were even asked, we said, well, let's do the research on these masks and see if we can sanitize the masks. So we did that first. And when we realized that we had some very good results, we moved forward and said, I think that this technology that we have had for the last 5 years will work on masks, and we were really quite excited about that. The fact that it works on masks and other PPE is what we're trying, trying to work with Health Canada now on. It's really quite exciting, and the fact that it works on pretty much most things that go through the system. Right from avocados or bananas to surgical masks. So yeah, we were
Eh,
very, very excited when that worked.
Are you still cleaning the masks today? And what is the demand looking like in terms of volume? And are there maybe some hot points where you see the delivery of these cleansed masks or sanitized masks are going towards or going?
Well, you know what? We're actually building the equipment here, right here in Niagara, and we're sending these out. We've sent units out across Ontario, into Quebec, into Nova Scotia, and shortly out into the West. So the masks are getting sanitized right in house at the facilities with our equipment. So we actually really like that model. People could get their own masks back and that sort of thing if that facility is able to do that. So we really like that model, and we're building equipment and shipping it across the country.
Before I let you go, Paul, last question. In terms of volume, how many are you sending out a day, would you say, or how many can you clean a day?
Well, the process will clean approximately 800 to 1,000 masks an hour through one machine, and we're
Gotcha.
building 5 to 10 machines a week right now, depending on demand. So, yeah, we're building the equipment, so we could do 20,000 masks a day through our equipment. So it's
So
pretty exciting.
I got to slide this in, So when this pandemic passes, all being well, what is the next chapter for CleanWorks Medical and these machines? Are you going to go on, or do they stop production? What does that look like?
We actually see a really great demand. Just imagine at airports, for example, you put your luggage through those small plastic bins, for example. They never get washed or sanitized. You'll put through your glasses and wallet, and somebody has just put their shoes through it, and so on. So we see demand there. We've been asked by libraries to work. Before you bring a book back, we've been
Mm-hmm.
asked by hospitals, can we sanitize people's bags or cell phones and pagers, before they go or before they leave the hospital. So there's lots of opportunities here, as well as certainly cleaning fruit and vegetables to much higher level that's ever been tamed before. So we're very confident that this technology is not going away, and it'll be a huge benefit to fight not just COVID, but food safety and personal safety in the future.
Well, Paul Moyer, wishing you the best. Paul Moyer, co-founder of CleanWorks Medical. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, Paul. That is it. We definitely appreciate your time. So this should be going to air tomorrow,
Yep.
but I'll send your colleague or yourself rather an email so you'll be able to know. But thank you so much for your time. Wishing you all the best, and thank you for the great work you're doing.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the interview. We just love to get what we're doing out there. So I appreciate that.
Thanks so much. Talk to you shortly.